So AMC has done this really incredible deal that is going to help The Walking Dead in so many ways. According to Variety, there's a lot of shows actually that are going to be on Netflix here in an expanded deal with AMC Networks. And so let's talk about this here. So before going further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. So I'm seeing this here from Variety, so I'll leave a link down below to the article, but Netflix and AMC's networks are extending their streaming partnership to bring seasons of more new and upcoming AMC-owned series. An expansion of the existing deal between Netflix and AMC networks, the new pact will offer Netflix subscribers in the US access to new seasons of current AMC studio franchises like Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire, Season 2, which will be available September 30th, Dark Wind Season 3, and The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 2, both of which will be available in October, as well as the second seasons of The Walking Dead Dead City and Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches. So to me right there, I think that this deal is going to be absolutely incredible for AMC, and this is amazing news for AMC because this was something that really helped The Walking Dead earlier this year with The Ones Who Live that went on Netflix and was like number 1, I think, or number 2. I know Dead City also jumped up pretty high, or The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. I know that a lot of those shows like jumped up to like number 1 or 2 or 5 or somewhere, like they were up there. So a lot of people obviously are subscribed to Netflix and they want to watch more shows, right? And Netflix is one of the biggest, I guess, streaming platforms out there. So to get The Walking Dead there, I think is perfect because a lot of people are going to check out, stuff related to that, because that was the one thing I will say when it comes to a lot of stuff with The Walking Dead, because I remember with The Walking Dead, whenever a show would air or a season would air, in the fall, it wouldn't be out on Netflix until like the following summer, right? Like way late the next year, usually just before, the next season is airing on AMC. And so like it did take a really long time. And so that's probably what we're seeing here, although it's not taking as long, obviously. I think that this is very, very smart because a lot of people are starting to, know more about The Walking Dead. Like, could you imagine how much more excitement and how much more money that AMC would likely be making? Well, I don't even know if it was AMC, but just The Walking Dead, making in general, if Netflix owned The Walking Dead, or if AMC had a deal with Netflix to release, I guess the latest seasons of whatever shows, right? The only thing that would hurt is if they actually released all episodes, because then it changes the entire experience of The Walking Dead, in which, obviously we like watching week to week. I think to watch an entire season right away, I'm sure some will like that, but it's just not the same. Then it just really feels like it's nothing. But The Walking Dead just has something really special where like every Sunday night, everyone's live tweeting, everyone's watching, and you know what I mean? It's a really big thing like that. So unless Netflix stuck to that and just kept doing that, I think there would be a lot of issues, and I don't think it would be good for The Walking Dead. Just look at Fallout. Like last year for season 1, they released all the episodes right away. Everyone complained about that. And then now it looks like they're going to be releasing week to week. So I'm really happy that everyone's going back to week because it is the best thing to do. It just creates a lot more excitement and a lot of just like, oh, I'm going to live in this world for the next couple of weeks, right? Like my show's back. And I do want to get into this here. So this actually kind of explains a lot of AMC and Netflix's, reasonings with all of this stuff here. And that is the expansion of AMC Netflix partnership comes as no surprise, given the lucrative results of the initial pact for both sides. Per Netflix's viewership data, AMC shows available on Netflix in the second half of 2024 and first half of 2025 drew 210 million global views, and AMC has seen increased linear viewership and AMC Plus subscriptions specifically tied to new seasons of shows that gained a wider audience on Netflix. And that's amazing right there. Like the fact that Netflix actually saw that, like just the shows that are made by AMC, they saw 210 million global views. Obviously from, I guess, the second half of 2024 and the first half of 2025, like that is a lot, right? Like to actually get that is absolutely incredible. I cannot believe that, shows by AMC got that much views, like obviously over time, but that's roughly around like 1 year, right? Because it's the second half of 2024 and the first half of 2025. And so The Ones Who Live was definitely there. Dead City Season 1, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 1, I believe Fear the Walking Dead, I believe. Like I'm not entirely sure which shows were there, but there were a lot of AMC's shows. And so the fact that, like, and obviously they might have had some of the, like Interview with the Vampire, maybe season 1. Like, I'm not sure like which AMC shows were on there, but like Dark Winds as well, I imagine was probably on there, but I could be wrong. Whatever shows were on there anyways, I know it was some Walking Dead shows for sure, like The Ones Who Live for sure. That's a lot of views. Like, that is a lot of views, a lot of people watching. And I think AMC right now, if you're going to want to like have The Walking Dead more exciting, I think you got to figure out, how do we get more people watching? Because the thing is, people will watch these shows. They're good shows. They're actually really good shows. Well, I think some people would disagree with me on Dead City. Like, I do think that definitely Daryl Dixon is the better show for sure, maybe by far, but I still do like some, aspects to Dead City, and I can enjoy their type of storytelling in some ways. Daryl Dixon, though, is definitely the better show, like, by far, and I think that if a lot of people watched that, there would be so much excitement there. There really would be, but AMC has to figure out a way to get everyone watching it and building up, like, hype moments. They're sort of doing a really great thing with The Walking Dead, where you still have it airing every single Sunday, but maybe it should air every single Sunday on Netflix as well, and there should be more of a promotion there. Because I know that they want to have AMC Plus and stuff, but I just feel like you can have that, but then also, sort of manage it with partnership deals like this. Make shows and do all that stuff. You can still have your streaming service, but, do things like this maybe where it's premiering here. Then after a while, obviously, it'll go to like, AMC Plus or whatever, but just have something like that, because you're going to get a lot of fans, like a huge audience here that, obviously your numbers will grow a lot, because it seems like whatever they've done on Netflix, everyone found out about it. And I do remember that, like, after The Ones Who Live was on Netflix, I personally saw a huge increase in just interest. Like, I saw comments on videos that I was doing a year before, like in February, March, April, or whatever, on The Ones Who Live, because everyone was, watching it there. And then I guess they were looking up stuff about the episodes or whatever. And then obviously I guess they were commenting or watching some of my videos, because it was just like a lot of people discovered The Ones Who Live for the first time, right? And so to me, I'm like, that's exactly what it is. I think a lot of people don't know how to watch the spinoffs, especially because with The Walking Dead, it was very simple. It was just, what it always was. And then after that ended, it just wasn't available to everybody. And so I think that's where you see a lot of the hype dying down right now, is that not everyone can watch it right away. And I think doing deals like this helps quite a bit, obviously, but I just think you gotta do a little bit more, where AMC has their shows premiere on Netflix and just do it the same thing, like on the Sunday, though. You can still do cable, do whatever, but premiere it on Netflix, and a lot of people would watch. Like, at a certain time it's released, this and that would be absolutely incredible. I know that a lot of other shows do that. Like, HBO does that with The Last of Us, where you have to wait until a certain time to watch the episode, and everyone has HBO Max for the most part, where like it's a really, really huge streaming platform, and so the numbers there are obviously going to be bigger. And I think that's the thing with The Walking Dead, is that AMC Plus isn't the biggest streaming platform. And I think that's really the issue when it comes to The Walking Dead and all of that. It's really just more, there's not a lot of subscribers, I think, with AMC Plus, and I think if you can find a way to, get more people to subscribe, which I think is what this deal is right here, it will help The Walking Dead, but also I think doing a little bit more in the sense of premiering these episodes on Netflix, and maybe there's a partnership there with like AMC Plus, or there's something that could be worked out there. I don't know, but a lot of people are going to start watching, and The Walking Dead could totally be revived just like that out of nowhere. But I also don't know if there's going to be licensing issues with like different countries and stuff. So yeah, I just think that this is really incredible news for The Walking Dead. I did remember when this news came out a year ago, I believe, when that whole deal was made, that, the idea was that they were going to see a growth in subscribers and all that kind of stuff from the deal, like to AMC Plus. From this, because there was some comparison to Breaking Bad and something happening a long time ago. And so it seems like it did work for sure, but I just still think that, there's not a lot of talk of when the next episode's coming out because it's on AMC Plus. Like, honestly, I think that a lot more people would watch The Walking Dead if it was on Netflix or like on HBO, just like The Last of Us has, or like Stranger Things and all of that. Like, there would be a big story there. And obviously, AMC doesn't want to get rid of The Walking Dead, and you definitely don't have to, but I think that there is a way that you can make The Walking Dead specifically a lot more popular, and a lot of the other shows that you own, by doing more things like this. And I guess this is kind of a way to do it here, where you're having the older seasons already air, right? And so doing this, you're going to see a lot wanting to watch season 2, obviously, of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, because I think season 1 was only on there before. And so if season 2 is on there now, you know, it's there you go, right? Like you can watch The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 2, and season 3 is airing right now, but I guess that deal's coming into effect in October or something for season 2, or at least based off of this. And yeah, that would be awesome. Like that's the one thing I will say when it comes to The Walking Dead is that the quality of shows that they put out are really, really high. It's incredible quality. You might have an issue with like story choices, this and that, but the quality of the shows are like, they know how to make shows. They really do. And there's so much stuff that's always out there on Netflix or like other, you know, streaming services. There's shows, movies just constantly being made. People recognize The Walking Dead. The second they see The Walking Dead in the title, and then it's like The Walking Dead Dead City or The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon or The Walking Dead The Ones Who Live. That's why they did so good on Netflix, is because everyone trusts The Walking Dead. People know what that is, and they're like, oh, what's going on here? Like, why are Rick and Michonne here? What happened? Right there, you get into that, and then it just becomes massive, right? So I think that's why, honestly, the spinoffs here are ending, because they realize that, like, the viewers are dropping from season to season. You know, I'm only guessing that, but that makes a lot of sense because that happens with all shows. And yeah, you know, obviously the excitement with all of us, you know, wanting them to reunite, start to do that now, because imagine how much that show's going to do for numbers on Netflix and everything, right? So yeah, it's really interesting. Streaming numbers are crazy. Like, the fact that all of AMC shows for, you know, the second half of last year and the first half of this year got like 210 million, I think it was, global views. I don't remember exactly what the number was. I just had it in front of me, but it's still like, I can't even believe that. That's insane to me, you know? So obviously it makes sense that they're doing this deal again. If they're doing this deal again, it means that it worked for both sides, right? It's not just like AMC wants to do this, blah, 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 and they had to give more or whatever for this. It's like, no, they both saw some awesome results. And so that's why they're both making another deal here. So really incredible deal here. And I do think stuff like this, you know, gives me a lot of optimism about the future of The Walking Dead and getting Rick Grimes to come back and all of that, because honestly, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people never know what's happening with the spinoffs or what's going on. And I think it's because it's just harder to watch it now. Like, it's just, that's really what it is. It's so hard to watch The Walking Dead if you don't have AMC Plus. And not only that, like AMC Plus, I would say the prices for the most part, you know, it's all right. Like it works, but I think that, you know, not a lot of people can have all of those streaming services. Like, you're going to have like sports stuff and all of that. And, you know, if you watch sports, but Prime obviously is a big one, and then Netflix, and then everything else is just like, you know, do you have Disney Plus? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll get rid of Disney Plus to have AMC Plus, right? And so there's little things like that where I just think it just makes a lot of sense to me that, you know, if it was actually airing on something that a lot of people have, and Netflix is like the biggest one, there would be a lot more people watching. But I imagine that AMC wants to grow AMC Plus into something. And so, I mean, obviously it's working though in some way, because they did actually see some growth, right? So we'll have to wait and see where this goes. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because this is pretty big for The Walking Dead, like really, really big numbers here. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post our thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.